time, I'm going to go ahead and start with the multi-template email campaign setup demo. So to start, this is where you would come to begin starting to set up your email campaign with templates. It's always a great idea to create a folder to put these templates in. It makes it a lot easier when you're setting up your email campaign to find the templates, and it's just a huge time saver. So to do that, within the CRM module, you would go to Email Campaigns and then click Templates. To create the folder, you would click Manage Folders, and then you will come up with this screen. So once you click Manage Folders, you have the opportunity to add a folder. You just click on the Add Folder right here. And then you have to give it a unique name. Oftentimes to do this, you would just name it and then possibly put your initials at the end, or your first initial last name, or your first name. And then you give it a description. And then after you've done that, you hit Save. That creates the folder. Once you've created your folder, you will need to start putting templates in it. To do that, you go back to templates. It defaults to private templates. And to get to the public templates that Ashley pulls together for us, the high-touch templates, for instance, are located within public templates. So because you default to view private, make sure you come up to this area here and click View Public Templates. Ashley has put all of the high-touch templates into the 2012 high-touch folder. That will pull up all of the templates for high-touch there. So the process that you would go through is to come over to the Action button here and copy. And once you click Copy, you're then taken inside the template. And here, after you've created your folder, you will come to this drop-down box here, the folder name, and you will find your folder. Make sure that you have identified your folder and click that. Again, you're going to need to give this template a unique name. And because the high-touch process has multiple templates in it that you will need to sequence, you may want to do that either by numbers or in alphabetical order. Ashley already has them in alphabetical order, but because you have to give it a unique name, you will have to give it your own title. So just remember what letter you'd like to assign this to, something to describe what the template is about, and again, to make it unique, you may want to add your initials. The recipient is not going to see the title. They're only going to see the subject of the email. And within the body of the email here, this gives you an opportunity. It's basically editable like a Word document. And you will want to read through, make sure that you're familiar with the copy, and make any sorts of edits that you would like here. Once it's in the form that you're comfortable with, maybe you've reworded something or added some additional information, you will scroll to the bottom of the page and you will click Add, and that will add the template. And you'll go through this process through every template until you have all of the templates within that campaign that you want to use copied to that folder. So the important things are to remember, to recap: create a folder to capture all of those templates within that campaign that you're setting up. You need to give each template the unique title in a way that you can then know how to sequence them later when you're ready to set up your campaign, and ensure that all of those templates are saved within that created folder that you made. So once you do that, you click Add. And after you've done that with every template, you're now ready to set up your campaign. To do that, you're still in the CRM module under Email Campaigns, but instead of templates this time, you will be in Campaigns. To set yours up, you just go over here to add your campaign. Click on that. And then once you've done that, you'll be taken to the screen. And again, it's all driven by having unique names for these campaigns. This one is a high touch campaign. So I named it High Touch campaign and then gave it my initials to make it unique, a small description so I know what it's about. And then when you're ready to add your templates, you click this button here that says Add Templates. Then they will pop up. A pop-up box will show. And then this is why it's so important. There will be a number of folders out there. If you've created a lot of folders, maybe you've got a newsletter folder to capture all of your newsletters. Or maybe you've got another folder for webinar invitations. So here you will choose the folder that you created for, which is mine, High Touch Process, the High Touch folder with my name, first initial, last name. And then all of the templates pop up. And from this list, you can pick all of them. And maybe in your High Touch process, you may not want to use every single one, but to add all of them, you would just click by each one, and then at the very bottom, you would click Add Template. Once you've done that, they're probably not going to be in sequence depending on how you've copied them into the folders. So you'll come to this section of the campaign details. And to order these in the correct sequence, you will highlight on the name of the template and then use these arrows over here to make sure that they are in the correct sequence that the recipient should receive them. Once you've done that, you'll be taken to the screen. And this allows you to indicate the delivery details. You will be able to tell or indicate whether or not you want it to use the email address that is stored into your profile information, or if you use a different email that you want the recipient to see, a different email address, you can click Custom and type that email address in. Once you've done that, it will ask you the question of whether or not you want the template to go out when the lead is associated with the campaign. You can either click Yes, which means that the first template in the sequence will be sent immediately once the lead is associated with this campaign. Or if you want it to be sent a number of days after you associate that lead with the campaign, you can click No. And at that point, you must indicate the number of days that from the date that the lead was associated with the campaign. For instance, if you want that lead to receive it 2 days later, you would fill that blank with a 2. Also, you can choose to send multiple templates on a constant interval. For instance, if you wanted these templates to be sent once a week to the recipient, then you would click Constant here in this area. And then you would fill in the blank with 7, meaning the recipient will receive a template every 7 days. If you know that this multiple template campaign would not be appropriate that way, and you want to vary the day intervals between these templates, you would click Variable. Then the list of the templates will be listed here. Each of these blanks will not have anything in there until you type in the days. So you can see here the days that I put in. And then once you're comfortable with the intervals between the email templates, you will need to make sure to click Add. And now your campaign is ready. If at any time you decide that you want to add new templates or delete some templates, perhaps it's not appropriate to put all of the High Touch templates in here. Maybe there are some that you want to send on a more custom basis or on a manual basis, then all you have to do is come to this section here, the Actions button. It's yellow here. And then you would type, or you would click this, modify, and it will bring up that entire screen that we just went through, and you can change, remove templates, add templates, change intervals between when the recipient should receive those emails. Okay, so once you've done that, your email campaign is set up. And now we'll talk about how to associate leads with the campaign. It can be done a number of ways. You can go to the lead's primary information and go into the area and scroll down below, but to add many leads at one time, you do that by going to the CRM module, go to lead summary. You can do a search based on a filter. You can run a filter, say, I want to get all of the leads that I have met with, and maybe there's a way that you've indicated within the primary info, a way to search on those, and it will pull up your list of leads. And over to the left, you can see the I'm trying to get my mouse to work right here and copy. You can see these boxes to the left of each lead. You just click on the leads, the desired leads that you want to associate with the campaign, and at the bottom, you just click this Associate with Campaign button. So that's the easiest way to do it. And then once you click that button, you're taken to this pop-up box, and it will have, if you've set up a number of campaigns, maybe you've got a newsletter campaign, maybe you've got your Franchise Spotlight campaign set up, that will be listed there. Right now I've only got one. It's the High Touch campaign. So you click on that, and then you just need to be sure to click Associate. And depending on how I laid out my delivery details, it will go immediately, or if I said 2 days later from the date that it was associated with the campaign, then it will go out 2 days later. I mentioned you can also do this through the lead's primary information. You just go into the lead's information and you scroll down to where email campaigns are, and there will be a section called Email Campaigns. It's right here. You'll see it, this little tab. And again, you'll see the screen with the number of campaigns that you've set up. I've only set up one for today, which is a High Touch campaign. You click on that, and then you just be sure to associate that campaign. Press that button, and that lead is now associated with the High Touch campaign. There's also a way to do it a little bit more efficiently if you have your leads set up into groups. For instance, maybe you've set up a newsletter group and you've got all the leads that you want to receive your newsletter. All you have to do is go to the CRM module, go to the groups. Hopefully you've added the group. If you haven't, you just go here, click the add. Again, you set up a unique name for that group. You give a little description for the group, and then you've set up a group. So, for instance, I've set up a group called After Seminar. I've given it a unique name by adding my initials. And to associate this group with the campaign, I come over here to the Action button, and I just click Associate Campaign right here. Associate with Campaign. And then you'll be taken to this screen. It, again, lists the campaigns that you have. You just come over here, click this radio button, and then you click Associate. Now that group will be associated with the High Touch campaign, and it will send out according to how I've laid out my campaign delivery details.